for you personally?
Yeah, for me personally.
What did it do for you?
Many insights. Well, one of the insights. Well, I think I'm a slow thinker by nature, so of course, something I can say now is going to be just a part of the impact I have felt. It just hasn't processed yet. It's like little by little. In my case, it has always been like this. Um, but okay, two things I think. First of all is we learned that there are no bad people. Yes, there are no wrong and right people. There are people with different behavior tendencies, and the role of a leader is to flex his style or to adapt to just his style of leadership is in the ways of how he crafts his message, so that he could deliver his message in a better way or adjust his message in such a way that a person with a different behavior tendency would get that. And a doubt that one might think is that it's in this way you will be less like you. It means you will lie to yourself in some way, trying to kind of avoid the direct message. But what they made us realize is that it's actually be more of who you are, not less of who you are, but more of who you are. In this way, you can craft your message, and your message will be delivered and understood and accepted by, any individual, because he will know as a leader how to do that. And actually, it's your responsibility of the like as a leader to make sure that he they understand that in their own language. It's just like to speak international languages, to know all languages of the world, and this is big. I remember in one of the books that I read about Eastern philosophy, they spoke about the teacher, like wisdom teacher, and the message I read there was that a real teacher of wisdom can explain the most complicated thing to a person with a different level of ability, intellectual ability, any kind of ability. To a child, he can explain the most complicated thing to a child. He can explain that to a professor, to somebody who doesn't have education, to somebody who has many educations. It's just the flexibility of thought, flexibility of consciousness, the mindfulness and awareness of the nature of another person, and acceptance. Of course, that was big for me. I was like, wow. It's one of those wow moments for me. Yeah. And then actually it all comes down to listening. If we take a look at the world and what's going on in the world, lots of cultures, business cultures, even family cultures sometimes are very ego oriented. It's all about having a strong position, being very opinionated about things in the world, being a strong leader, male leadership, being super successful, demanding. All those selfish qualities are actually popular and in demand at the moment. And the conflicts that we have in the world are actually due to that kind of attitude, due to that kind of behavior that is very much ingrained in our minds and in our hearts. And actually listening, as we have learned, and I'm very much aligned with this thought, it's the most selfless thing, not selfish, but selfless thing that you can do for a person, to